what we can do there. And yeah, as I mentioned, let's go on top of him. On top of him. Right, everything is set up here. All right. So let's find a quiet corner real quick. Not really a quiet corner. I want a quiet corner, please. Alright, I will have to find some monsters for this as well, though. Alright. So the Barbarian doesn't have that many animations as many as like other characters. This is due to the combat skills not having any animations, obviously, so we're just gonna have to cover the war cries and the combat skills. I'm gonna go through the war cries real quick first. Let's go from left to right again. Starting with Howl. For that I actually have to find some monsters, so let's do that. So Howl in general, or actually let's make the animation first. On the Barbarian you will see like a lot of this orange instead of this brownish, like light brownish color. And it's just gonna vary in range for the most part. But the important part about Howl obviously is that people are running away. And I think this in particular... Oh my god, mercenary, why are you doing this to me? I think this is like, it looks alright. It's nothing spectacular, but it's like a cleaner version of the usual Howl. Go away. Can't see the range. Well, this is the range. This radius around you is the range. When you're looking, it's a like right here is where it stops. And this is very similar over here. You can see like a little bit of the shot going outwards. The duration is 3 seconds, so it's really short. Right, next up is Taunt. Let's have fun with this. Just make this comparison real quick. I don't know what they were thinking here. Like, this animation, in my opinion, looks really dumb. Look at this. Like, why is he throwing his, like, whole body into this? This is headbanging at its finest. Anyways, let's find a monster. Taunt it. Oh, come on. I love the sound when somebody gets hit. And it also looks really good. I don't have any complaints about the looks of this again. This is a general theme about all of the curse kind of animations. They all look really clean in my opinion. Right, next up is Warcry. Battlecry, sorry. Which has the same animation as Howl. So we don't have to like go into that detail real quick. And this one is a tiny bit different, as it like slowly appears on the monsters, right? So on vanilla, it's like instantly completed, and on this one, it has a little bit of a build up, kind of, just like this light in the middle, and then it like gets into this full animation there. So it's like not a long animation, but it looks really cool. It's still gonna impact the monsters right away. It's not like you're waiting for that to be completed, so it's right there at all times. Right, next up we have Warcry. Let's see, that's that. The exact same animation, just in a more reddish color, as it is in vanilla as well. I don't know. I think this border looks a little bit more like overall. I like the vanilla shouts a little bit better. Like this is cool. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't put that on the top of my list like this. I have to complain about the animation. But at the same time, yeah, there is like I think the border makes it a lot more visual, whether or not you're hitting a monster or anything. Oh no, no, not this again. No, Blizzard, come on, I already reported this. Well, alright, we have a little bit of an interruption here. We have some rendering issues, currently. I can go all the way into the middle. Can I actually click that corpse? I cannot click that corpse. Huh. Okay, this one is new. I had this yesterday on the Cold Plains to Bloodmore connection. Now we have a little bit of an extra bit here. So we cannot click this body. And what happens is you can't, like, this is not only a texture thing, it's also, like, it's also a collision thing that somehow gets broken. So, that's fun. And this does not go away when I like go out of range. I have to switch to a different area to make this go away. It's so polished you can't even walk on it. Hold on, can I actually? Hold on, why can't I walk on this? I should be. I shouldn't be able to walk on this, should I? 10 out of 10, Blizzard. Well done. I'm not sure if I should be able to walk on this. I'm pretty sure I should be. Can I walk on this as well? This is weird. Alright. So yeah. Right. Can somebody clip this so we have this, I guess, evidence in Act 2 as well? Especially like when I'm moving up there, that there's a second thing that is not loading in. Sometimes. Right. Good stuff. Alright, let's get back to business. We were here to showcase the stun animation. Which is simply the same thing, just a little bit more detailed once again. Right. That was fun. Funny little excursion with a little bit of an extra bonus right there. Alright, let's go to the buffs that we can have, which is going to be Shout first. This is just the orange theme, a little bit more distance. Obviously, it has the same color as the other shouts in vanilla as well. Not really much to talk about here. And the aura that you have, I wish I didn't have the mercenary net right now. Let me actually kill off the mercenary real quick. My mercenary is pretty OP. Some good stuff. I can showcase the auras afterwards of the mercenaries. It's gonna make a different video, I guess. But some... That's one tanky mercenary, boys. Actually killing stuff on player's aid without having a weapon. It's cool. Right. The loading screen says something Blizzard is looking into at the moment. Don't need to worry about that. They make that a priority to fix. Right. Back to it then. Oh, lag in the transition here. So I think this animation of shout is a little bit more red, like a deeper red-ish thing, but I like it. Like, it's not too pronounced that it's really annoying, and it's looking great. Right. Next up, we have battle orders. Once again, same animation as shout, and then you have a little bit of a darker blue, less pronounced or more fading version of the aura. This is like a lot more on the nose, and this is just like a lot more subtle. Subtle is the really good word for all of the shouts buffs. And at the very last, we have battle command. Again, same animation. And then we have this. We have both of it, obviously. This like brownish, sandish color, which works really well. As soon as you go into Act 2, this is barely visible. Oh, come on, Blizzard. Oh, goodness. What's happening? Like, over here on the sand, you can, like, barely see that. That's a lot more subtle than the version in vanilla. Unbelievable. Right. Let's not get into that too much. Right. Next up, we're going to do item find, or item potion finds and that kind of stuff. So let's find some bodies. Got a body right here. Another thing that is just like not spectacular at all. Find item will look the exact same. We'll go through them. Just gonna kill 1-2 monsters here. And it's just not very spectacular. Once again, I do not like the like it's the same animation as what was the one? Taunt. Just without the annoying sound. Right. And the last one is going to be Grim Ward on this tree. Which I think is a really good fit for what it's supposed to be. I think this looks a lot cooler than whatever this is. I'm gonna go over to the sand area. It's gonna be better to see there. Oh, they are different depending on what monster type you do. That's interesting. I did not notice that. It's grim and it's a ward. That's how useful this skill is. You don't even know this until you try it out. There's two different heads here, basically. And on like a bright background like the desert, it looks really cool. On the darker ones, it's a little bit hard to see. Pity no one will see it. Yep. I have noticed that the best looking skills sometimes are the ones, well, a lot of the times are the ones that are the most useful, useless ones. Right. That was it for the Warcry's tree. Let's have a look at the combat tree. I'm gonna starting off with Leap here. And I'm honestly not sure what to make out of this. Like, this looks, the vanilla legacy version looks a lot more aggressive. And this like looks a little bit more like he can't decide, like he wants to leap forward and then like leans really far backwards. And I'm not sure why he leans backwards, because he does not do that in Legacy. So, I don't know. Also, the like impact is a lot more subtle than it is in vanilla. I think they like this is one of the skills I would love them to like revisit so it looks more similar to this. Next thing, and something that I have reported is a little bit of a glitch. Not really a glitch, but like sometimes, depending on like certain angles, the animation just stops mid-air. Of leap attack here. Right now it's working perfectly, of course, now that I'm showcasing stuff. Jumping it, yeah, there we go. That's what I meant. Like, in certain angles, sometimes the animation just stops mid-air. Let's go into a little bit of a brighter area so you can see this a little bit more.
Not enough mana.
And I wish the, like, attack that happens afterwards wasn't quite as, like, disconnected. You know, you're landing and then it, like, he turns around. And sometimes when you're doing short hops, you don't even get the attack animation. Just like, the monster's really close and you're leaping top of him. You sometimes get it, you sometimes don't. And you still kill him. Was that in vanilla? I actually don't know, because this is a skill that is not used for actually attacking. Yeah, okay, you have the same thing in vanilla, where it's just like, you're hitting stuff without even hitting them. Right, that's for the leap and the leap attack. I'm gonna hold back with the Wirlwind for the very last, because I love to tease people. Let's start next up with Bash. For that, I'm just gonna stay in Act 2 to like be able to hit stuff, because the just straight up hit animation is nothing spectacular. Now let's see. Let's find a monster, and you can see there's like a little bit red, big red splash there. That's your animation for Bash, which is a little bit more detailed and pretty than it is in vanilla. I think this is really cool. It's not completely distracting and not overloading the screen with like unnecessary animation. Right, next up we are doing stun. Already saw the stun animation in itself, but just for completion. Well, why can't I pick that stun? Hello? So, same basic attack animation, and you're having the stun animation right after, which is pretty much the same, just a little bit above the monster instead of like sometimes on the top of his head. But that is perfectly fine. Next up we have Concentrate, which is basically just the normal attack animation. And you get these like little sparks here. You have to look really closely to see those. Which I find make this skill very boring, but I mean, let's be real. In vanilla, it's literally just an attack animation, so it's a little bit more just showing that you have actually hit a monster with this like little sparks that you're getting here. Little small hits. Right. Next up we have Berserk. Pretty sure that has the same ordeal as Concentrate, actually, with simply only your animation on top of your head, indicating that you are dealing magic damage now. Which is pretty similar. This one spirals a little bit more towards the like top, and this one, like the Resurrected version, seems a little bit like more static in its place or in its height. I like the vanilla version of that a tiny bit better. But it's just like more clean in the Resurrected version. Right, next up we are going to go Double Swing. Double Swing is a tricky one. So when you're looking at the animation, there's sometimes it happens that he has like a really long swing, which makes it look like 90% of the animation is the first hit, and then the second one is like really slow. I'm not getting that right now. When I played the early stages, it sounded like you're having like a little bit more a lot more hits where it just like hit multiple times. I think they actually fixed that by the sound of it. Maybe it was just more pronounced with the scepters. Well, in any ways, like the double swing animation in general, I think it's better than vanilla. Oh my god, hit you. I can't just showcase it without, but it's just... this is your basic double swing attack, which is just fine. It's like the same thing. With scepters, I had it that you could hear like dum dum dum, where it's just like really quickly behind each other the hits, and I wasn't sure why that was the case.
Doing great with the actual testing. Thanks, Tio.
You are welcome. All right, I will do Whirlwind last on the skills. Right. Next up, we're going to do double throw real quick. For this, I have the Javalings, and I have the throwing knives over here, or axes, sorry, to showcase both. Double throw, there we go. Again, similar to the Amazon, this looks a lot more natural, I think. And I have nothing against it. Like, he's holding them in a different angle in general as well. Then he's just throwing them, obviously, which is fine. I like this. Slower attack speed, throwing axes. Showcase this in a more of a poor area, or more of an empty area real quick. Once again. So thrown axes. This is exactly the opposite to the arrows on the Amazon, where it's hard to see on like darker grounds, but it's a lot better visually on like brighter areas. It's like the exact opposite to the arrow attacks. Yeah, what's up? What's this? So this is like one of the things that I already did report. When you hit into the darkness, obviously it gets hard to see again. And that does make it easier, yeah. Can't really tell the game to go into day mode. Oh, I didn't see these guys yet. Damn. Look at the sword, dude. Oh, it's exactly the same speed as it is in vanilla. Wow, it has lightning damage as well. Still no alpha for you, but pants, man. Alright, that was a little bit of a distraction. Last skill that we want to use on the Barbarian, let's finish off this real quick, is Frenzy. For that I go back to Act 1 because it's a little bit more visual here. Oh, right, we have Wirlwind. You caught me. You guys caught. Oh. Obviously, as in vanilla, you have pretty much the same animation here. It's just a little bit more polished once again. But I think it looks good. Alright. Alright. You want to see the Whirlwind? Chad wants to see Whirlwind. Right. Alright, already. I think this is the animation in Legacy is a little bit cooler, like the overall, but the dust I find really cool on the Wirlwind. And you can see the outlines of the Barbarian a lot better than in here. Obviously, like, this is a little bit more twitchy, and you only have a couple frames in there, and this is like more frames equals more fluid look of the Wirlwind. Gonna try with the spear. Oh, give me a second. Hopefully I have enough strength for everything. Dex should have. Guess we can do both of these. Actually, double big swords. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Double big swords. Here. Damn it. Game, stop it. Tetris is not my game. I want to play Diablo 2, not freaking. Right. Yeah, you just have a different weapon in your hand, basically. And this is a little bit slower, obviously. Double swords, I think the old one is better, actually. Where did I throw my... Can I buy a freaking...
Good day.
So confused. Oh, that's where that is. I had that in my second slot. It's confused for a second. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, with the really long weapons, I think the old Wirlwind looks better. You can barely notice these. Right. Alright, this was it for the Barbarian. I think I covered pretty much everything I can cover for now. Obviously I could go through all the skills with different weapons and all that kind of stuff a lot more, but I think the general idea will be the same. So this is it for the Barbarian. That concludes all three classes.